Do you really know why somebody should buy from you and not the competition? And even if you do, can you say it in a clear and focused way? Well, that's what we're going to learn today. We are going to answer that question, why you, and craft a unique value proposition. Hi, I'm Jen Prohaska. I'm a message strategist and copywriter, and you are here at Right Marketing TV, where I help solopreneurs like you get clear on their brand messaging while you're trying to run your business. I've written for a lot of big brands, a lot of little brands, and a lot of brands in between, and foundational brand messages are crucial. So, what do you do? There is a lot of noise out there, a lot of messages being sent to your ideal client. Standing out is more difficult now than it's ever been. Between marketing messages, personal messages, professional messages, between cell phones, Slack, now we have chatbots, text messages, email, we are being bombarded. So it is crucial as a solopreneur business for you to clearly state why somebody should buy from you. And know that before anybody buys from you, they need to know you. They need to know that you even exist. They need to like you. They need to feel your vibe and feel like, yes, this is somebody I can do business with. And then they need to trust you. This one, if you've been following any kind of marketing expert or even some of the influencers lately, is a big deal because we are in what we're calling a trust recession because AI is on the scene. Not just AI. I think it started with the influencer economy. People who weren't qualified to teach or tell people what to do sold all these products, all these courses, and ruined us, right? Because how do we know now if somebody is telling the truth or not? That's one of the reasons why I showed you that slide with all the logos in the beginning, so that you know that when I say I'm an expert, that's some of my proof, right? So somebody needs to know, like, and trust you. I didn't make this up. If you're new, Google it, ask your chatbot, it exists. I have clients who are like, well, I want to send out one email to my ideal client and have them buy. Okay, but is this the first time they're encountering you? Because very few people are going to buy from one email. They may now know that you're there. They don't know if they like you, and they certainly don't know if they're going to trust you. I say this because one message cannot achieve all this. What I'm about to teach you will help lay the foundation for know, like, and trust. But marketing is a long game. Marketing is a series of messages, tactics that work. So know, like, and trust is crucial. Your unique value proposition. Okay, great. So it is a clear statement explaining how your business, service, or product solves a specific problem, what benefit it delivers, and why your way is better. Okay, that is a mouthful, right? I first want to explain how your business, service, or product. So you can have a business unique value proposition. So you can have a business unique value proposition. You may also have a service-specific UVP or a product-specific UVP. And if you are in the e-commerce space, this is known as unique selling proposition, so a USP. Regardless, the main purpose of this statement, of this brand message, is to help explain to your ideal client, why? Why should I pick you? What's the transformation? What problem are you solving, right? Let's give some examples. So the Cleveland Food Bank. We work to ensure that everyone in our communities has the nutritious food they need every day. It's clear. Who do they serve? Our communities. What do? They work to ensure that everyone has nutritious food that they need. Why do they do it? Because they need it every day, right? Budweiser beer, kind of on the other end of the spectrum. The Great American Beer. Now, that does not tell you who it's for or the problem that they solve, partially because they don't really have to. You're a beer drinker or you're not. But at the same time, the Great American Beer, they're positioning themselves as the beer in this country. And all of their marketing ladders up accordingly. Uber, the fastest way to get around. Uber, the smartest way to get around. It doesn't tell you that it's a car. It doesn't tell you that it's a ride share. It doesn't tell you everything. But it does answer the question, why should I choose them? Oh, because it's the smartest way to get around. Now, what makes a good, unique value proposition? First and foremost, it's clear. It's just clear. I mean, the Great American Beer. You can't get any clearer than that, right? Concise. The smartest way to get a super concise. Even the Cleveland Food Bank's UVP is concise. Meaningful. It has to mean something to the person who's most likely to purchase it. So to somebody who doesn't drink beer, who's only a wine drinker, they're not going to care that it's a great American beer. That's okay. That's not their ideal client. A specific benefit and scalable, meaning that it's not going to tie you in to playing small. This is something I see a lot with solopreneurs. They think about what they're doing right now. And that may be a great place to start, for sure. Unique value propositions can absolutely change. And they will change as your business evolves. But at least you know that you have a starting point and you know where to adjust from there, right? But ideally, it's scalable. So the smartest way to get around town for Uber, I mean, right now it's cars. I don't know, maybe tomorrow it's airplanes. Their unique value proposition allows for that. Now, when you are writing a UVP or USP for a specific service or product, the scalability is a different thing, right? I mean, if I'm writing, so I have a product called the Message Passport. It is for established businesses. It's how I come up with their brand foundational messages. Scalable. The unique value proposition for that is really the most comprehensive brand message guide out there. That's why you should choose me. It is scalable in that I've often added things to that as times change, as audience research becomes more accessible to me. I've added that. I've also pared it back for smaller businesses so that I can charge them a little bit less because they don't necessarily need the massive thing that I produce for the larger businesses. So just an example of how that would work for a service. Please remember, and if you watch my videos, you will hear me say this often. Your unique value proposition only has one job. Again, the great American beer. Well, how do they make it? Do they have different flavors? Do they have a light beer? I don't know. Because that's not the job of the UVP. It's simply to explain why choose me and to keep you reading, right? So you really want to lean into explaining how your product, service, business solves a specific problem. Now, how to craft your unique value proposition. First, you have to define your audience. You have to know who you're talking to. And this is like the foundation of the foundation. Who are you talking to? Then name the problem. And I would suggest just doing this in plain English. Like, just type it out. Don't worry about being fancy. Articulate your solution. How do you solve that problem? Highlight what makes you different. You're probably going to have a paragraph, by the way, when you're writing all this. That's okay. We just need to get it out of your head and onto paper. And then compare it to others. Not just other businesses who may be doing what you're doing, but compare it to other solutions, right? And then get feedback from your target audience. Don't ask your spouse, don't ask your best friends, don't ask your parents if they don't fall into your target audience. Because those people are going to go on vibe or what I like or what I don't. Well, that's great. We need to know, is this statement going to be of interest to people who may actually do business with us? So you may end up with a paragraph like this. For every $10 an affluent person who wants to feel like they're contributing to the greater good gives, we feed a family. So this family can have what they need to be thriving members of society. If we don't do this, they'll be starving and you'll feel helpless. Woo! That is a mouthful. That is not a UVP, but it's a great place to start. From there, every $10 feeds a family. Now I want to step back because it doesn't say what happens if we don't, because our ideal audience already cares. If you don't care about feeding other people, if you don't care about helping food insecurity, this message isn't going to, no matter what we write, this message is not going to resonate with you. That would be a different campaign trying to get you to care about resolving food insecurity. For our ideal audience, every $10 feeds a family. That's great. I can afford that. I will give, right? Clarity over clever every time. It doesn't mean that it can't be fun as long as it's clear first. In fact, depending on your brand voice, you will absolutely want it to be whatever it is that you've defined, whether it's serious, soothing, authoritative, provocative, funny, but it has to be clear first. If content like this resonates with you and you want to know more and you want to make sure that your foundational brand messages are where they need to be, head on over to the Carry On Club. I will put the link in the show notes. That is my solopreneur membership. It is low cost, low lift, meaning you can be in and out as much as you want. It's like a carry-on bag. You only take what you need. But meanwhile, you have access to purchase other workshops. There's a free networking event. We do free marketing plan check-ins every quarter. I'm in there often, so you get access to me. And then if you want to level up and you really want to dive into writing your unique value proposition, I offer hands-on virtual workshops where we do just that. So join us in the Carry On Club.